The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another episode of Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and today we have a guest who's been on a number of times now, Rahel, and I want to welcome you back to our show again.
Thank you,
Good
Kevin.
to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Right? So you got a project coming up here. You're going to take some of your culture, our American culture, your Jewish, Hebrew, how do we say that? Is it Jewish? Hebrew, Israeli background, and you're going to take a trip over to South Africa.
I am.
And to Johannesburg?
Johannesburg.
What is this about?
I ask myself that as well. I'm very surprised that this is happening. I'm very excited about it. This is called the Healing Light Project. And it came about through a Facebook connection. Mm-hmm. A wonderful man named Future Index Moyo. He is the artistic director of a group called Amavivani, Performing Arts, which means butterflies. Amavivani. Amavivani.
I can do that.
Amavivani, yeah. Performing Arts. And they are a group of, they sing traditional, they're originally from Zimbabwe, from a tribe called Ndebele, which I don't actually know a lot about, and I'm going to learn. And they sing traditional vocal music and do traditional dance. And he reached out to me and said, I'd like to do a musical collaboration with you. And I was like, first of all, I don't know who this person is. Mm-hmm. It's a Facebook connection, but we don't know everybody on Facebook.
Sure.
And we started to talk. And we became friends. And we saw that this was something we could do, that we shared the same goals of trying to share cultures, to educate through music, and to do musical collaborations. And in this way, we would share our traditions, learn about each other, and in that way, come to a peaceful situation where we appreciate and respect each other. Mm-hmm. And we learn about our cultures. We learn about our traditions. We do it through music, which is obviously, the universal language.
Yeah. And you play guitar and sing. And, we were talking offset about this whole idea of peace and music. And there is something about music that can open the door where words can't. And you've been doing this for a while.
Right.
And sometimes it seems as though, peace, peace, peace. It seems to have lost its value. And it's been hijacked by productions and Hollywood, if you will. But what you're describing to me that you're planning on doing is actually going into where they live. Mm-hmm. And meeting them and supping with them and knowing about their culture. And you're going to write music, or you already have the music written?
We are exchanging songs.
Yeah. And
we're going to arrange them together. When I get there, we're going to have 2 full days of rehearsals, and we're going to prepare to do at least 3 collaborative songs together that we've arranged together.
And they have a studio there where you're going?
And we'll be going to a studio to record some of them. Mm-hmm. But we're also doing some concerts in house concerts, in restaurants, and in the community centers there. And doing some workshops as well. So the idea is we are going to learn each other's music. We have a message, and that is we work together. We intermingle. Mm-hmm. We create something that's group, joint together, and we throw it out to the world and say, hey, this is peace.
Yeah.
This is peace. This is people to people peace.
And it's culture to culture.
Culture to culture, and we learn. I might have to learn a song in Zulu,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
right? I'll be teaching them a song in Hebrew,
Yeah.
and it's going to be wild.
So your music, just to describe, what type is yours? Folk? Is it classical? How would you describe your music? Is it Near East,
Well,
Far East, or I don't know?
I lived for 22 years in Israel, so I'm also Israeli, and I have that very much inside of me. I'm fluent in Hebrew, and I grew up in America. So I have a lot of influences in my music. So I kind of call it world music or world influenced music, because every culture that I met in Israel, I guess I took something from it. And so although I think my music is folk music, a lot of people don't think it's traditional folk music. And
that's great.
Yeah, it's very hard to categorize. So it's
But
got
you
influences from all
you
those
can tell
things.
your influences is what I was going to get at. You can
Yeah.
tell that, and
Yeah.
and their music is South African.
Their music, actually, they're from Zimbabwe, and they, I can't pronounce it, but I will put it up on the website. It's a particular traditional music and language that they sing in. It's part Zulu and it's something else, and it's a kind of dance, and they're preserving their traditions by doing that. So I will be doing some traditional Israeli and traditional Jewish, which is slightly, although most people think that all of Israel is Jewish, which it is, it's a Jewish state, but we, that many people live there, so there's a lot of different cultures. There's Jewish music, which is all-encompassing. It's also Eastern European, it's American, it's Israeli, it's wherever Jews
truly the melting pot,
were,
and they've been
the melting
everywhere.
pot,
Yeah.
right? And then there's Israeli music, which is also kind of a fusion of cultures. And one day it'll probably include Zulu in it. And and theirs is traditional from Zimbabwe. And they would have to speak more about that. And that's part of what we're doing, is we're going to go and learn about each other.
Akubeka sobala, wakubeka sobala, kita abantu bakhe. Sanibonani ma-Afrika mahle. Okay, this is Avard Performing Arts. We are a music and traditional group that was formed in 1996. We do traditional music found most in the southern African countries, like Istatamiya music, Gambo dance, a minus dance. We do Ischikisha. We do Zulu dance, also known as Indlamu, and a Kalanga dance called Amabiza. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
And what's some of the messages that they want to communicate?
We all want to communicate that we're all one people. We have a lot of differences. We're very different. We live differently. Our cultures are different. We speak different languages. Some of us are poor. Some of us are rich. Some of us are whatever. Our communities are different. Our economy is different. Our lifestyle is different. But with all of that, we're still people.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do, is connect people to people and say that the message is we're all one people living under one God.
Right.
We're here just to make the world a good place to be. We want to improve ourselves, and then we figure that this is a Jewish notion that when you improve yourself, this is called a very popular notion these days called tikkun olam, meaning misunderstood today actually, but it means you improve yourself to improve the world. So we fix ourselves first, and then we can improve the world by fixing ourselves. So our way of fixing ourselves is to get together and do something joyous and do something fun, not political or anything like that, but to exchange our cultures and to do it like we're talking right now,
Right.
right? Face to face. You're going to teach me a song in Zulu, I'm going to teach you a song in Hebrew, and we're going to fumble around and we're going to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And in the end, we're going to know each other.
Right.
And we've made friends. And in that way, we've improved ourselves and improved the world. Because now I have a friend in South Africa, I have a friend from Zimbabwe, and he has a friend from Israel, and he has a friend from America. And our traditions are going to be now starting to get together. but we're still different. And so the idea is to celebrate, not to say differences divide us,
Right.
but that differences connect us.
And you can enjoy these differences and the marvel of creation and all the people in this creation and this global community that we have.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be, we look down upon you because you're not like us, or you're not
Right.
American, or you're not whatever. You can celebrate what they've come up with, and wow, that's so creative, and who'd have thought it? Who'd have thunk it?
Right.
But the music is that bridge that it really is a universal language.
It is.
I can tell you, I can testify over and over again how that people of minds that do this can do this
Right.
when they can celebrate music.
Right.
It's a marvel that I don't understand why, but a melody it can just change the whole spirit of an entire meeting. Trust me, I've tried it. But so they're going to communicate a message. They've invited you. They want to expand their horizons just beyond their local communities.
They want to gain, they want to show an awareness of their communities, how they live. And also they have concerns and they have issues.
Like-
There's like HIV, for example.
That's still a very big issue.
That's a big issue there. There's probably, I don't know if there's a black and white issue still, but they do have some other issues that they're trying to raise awareness that these issues are there, but there's a way that we can work together to try and rid ourselves of some of those ills.
Well, in order to rid yourself of them, you have to first be aware.
Right.
And what are the conditions that certain cultures live? What do you want to share from Israel?
Oh, I always want to share Judaism because I think it's such a rich, not only religion, but it's just rich in everything. It's a rich life. It's a rich nation. It's rich everything, and there's so much to it. So I think the Hebrew language is amazing. When you learn how to speak it, you can understand it in so many levels of depth.
It's
I
a
want to
very
share
simple
that.
language too, isn't it?
It's a very simple language actually, but it's so deep. So I love sharing concepts. I love sharing things about the Torah, the Bible, stories. They're a Christian. They're of the Christian faith. So we'll be exchanging on that level as well, from Judaism
That's
and
where we get our
Christianity.
heritage from.
Yeah, yeah. We're also working with somebody else who I knew in Israel when I lived there. His name is Toby Tobias,
Yes.
and
He plays guitar.
he plays guitar. He's a singer-songwriter. He lives in New York now, but he started out in Johannesburg. He lived in Israel, and then he came to New York. And so he sings about his journey, living in at least two, maybe three now, I don't know, nations that also were engaged in various conflicts and conflict, and how it was to be sort of a person of all those three nations and countries. We're working with somebody's coming to a concert. He's a young boy. He's 14. There's an organization in South Africa we just learned about. Part of what we're doing. It's just great. People jumping in, and it's called Yoga for Alex.
I'm telling you right now, my wife is at yoga right this very moment. She does the Bikram yoga here on Pine Street, and it was a long day, and I come home and she's got her mat. I said, "Where are you going?" It's been a long day. She's doing yoga.
Yoga.
Hot yoga. That's the Bikram yoga. So she's got to burn his. I just think that's funny.
Well, she'll love this.
Yeah.
It's called Yoga and then number 4 and then Alex. And I said, who's Alex, right? Well, it's not Alex. Apparently, there's a district in Johannesburg or around somewhere called Alexandria, and it's a poor community. And this organization is bringing yoga. The residents can take yoga for free, and it's a way of improving themselves to be better people. And so part of what we're doing is there's a young boy, I guess he's connected to that organization. His name is Isia King. I hope I say that right. He's 14. He's a rapper. He's going to come and do rap. So
I'm not a big fan of that.
I don't know. I don't know.
it's
And we're going to
it's
do that
rhythm.
together too.
Yeah.
When we get there, we're going to find out how
That'll be
that
fun.
works together. So we've got so many crazy elements here. We've got
Right.
traditional Zulu, we've got South African, we've got American, we've got Jewish, we've got Israeli, and now we have rap from South Africa. So, and somehow we're all going to get together. We have folk singing as well. And somehow that's all going to get together and be exchanged and presented.
And how will that be communicated outside of where you're at?
Well, we're doing a fundraiser to raise funds to cover a lot of expenses. It's called Juicer. It's a site called Juicer, JEWCER.org, and it's healing-light-project. We're doing a fundraiser there. We're trying to raise $5,400. This should cover all the expenses of, this is our debut project.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that once we do this one, we want to bring the boys over to America
Oh, that'd be fun.
to share
Bring
their...
them to Nashua.
Yeah, we
Instead
want
of New York.
to.
New York
That's-
gets too much attention. That's a foreign country anyway.
Yeah, actually, that was our original. We were thinking of bringing them over, but it got very expensive. We would have had to earn a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we thought the easiest way was for me to go there. We wanted to meet in Israel, actually. And so we have a group in Israel called Tofa'ah. It's a group that I used to work with
What does that
and
mean?
sing with. It
Tofa'ah.
means phenomenon. And they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for us to get to Israel. And that's another place we want to bring them. We want to do culture exchange there.
Paint me a
And,
quick picture of Israel right now.
Israel right now, light unto the nations, light unto the world. I think, when I lived in Israel, this was from 1976 to 1998, everybody would say, Israel is a light unto the nations, unto the world. And I say, yeah, right. Okay. Look at the world today and look at Israel. Israel is flourishing. Israel has contributed so much to the world.
We don't see so much positive in the news about Israel, though. You know what I mean? We don't see Israel on our televisions. We hear there's a conflict, or we hear, there might be a blurb, but you never see anything positive. You don't see the culture.
Right.
You don't. You might. All you see is that the globe in the middle of Jerusalem, that the dome there, dome over the rock, or whatever that is.
Right, that's a mosque.
It's a mosque, and that's all you see. I
Right.
mean, you see the outskirts, but you don't see the walking of the streets. You don't see the different cultural exchanges, and it is diverse in Israel, is it not?
Israel is the most, if you want to see the whole world in one place, go to Israel. It's the most diverse place. It's the most peaceful place, believe it or not. There is real peace happening there, peaceful coexistence, people living together. And cultures, world cultures. And that's part of why we're doing this. Why we're doing this. We're going to do an Israeli dance. That's what we're going to do. We're going to show you the good things about Israel, right?
Fine.
We're going to do an Israeli dance. We're going to sing an Israeli song, and you're going to have fun. And you say, "Oh yeah, I could go to Israel. It's safe."
That's the last thing you said about
I know.
your visit last time. It's safe. Now, how can you convince people that it's safe? How you were there recently,
Yeah.
and it's surrounded by people that just totally want to destroy it. People want to destroy America, but you say that with confidence in your eyes. I can see it.
Yeah. Look, people used to ask me, "Where is it safe? Back in America or in Israel?" I'd say, "I'm safer here in Israel." One, because yes, there are enemies, but I know who they are. I used to say, when I'd walk down the street in the city, I'd always have one sort of glance behind my back, and I didn't know who my enemies were. I could get stabbed, or I could, people on drugs, people on meds, people this. You don't know. They look like you and me. I don't know the difference. But there's also, within that hostility, within it, we know what we're dealing with. And we're alert and we're aware. But we also value life. We value life. That's what we value. And people in Israel, it's been, I think it's, the 8th happiest country in the world?
Really?
something like that. Yeah.
What's the number one? New Zealand?
I'm not sure, but America's down there. I don't know.
There's a lot of
but,
depression in America, and we're very, very prosperous, supposedly.
Yeah,
So.
but it is a happy country, and I don't know why it's that way, but I think because we know that death could be happening at any moment, we're living life to the fullest. Israelis live life to the fullest. They thrive. They invent. They create.
Their agriculture is
restricted.
just going nuts, isn't it?
And they've got help. They've got a foot in every country. They're helping African countries with agriculture, with drip
Yes.
irrigation,
Yep.
and they've made the desert bloom.
Yes, it has.
Everything has come to life because we believe in life. Israelis believe in life, and they live life to the fullest.
And hopefully you can share that culture with South Africa, and because from my in-laws recently went there, and I think they were taken back. It was beautiful.
To where? To Israel?
No, they went to South Africa.
South Africa. Mhm.
And they were taken back. They loved it. They went to the vineyards, and they saw a whole bunch of things that they've never, it's once in a lifetime. They also saw extreme poverty and a night and day difference. And in a flourishing company, everybody should flourish, right? And there was that separation. We all know about apartheid from years ago, but it seems as though there's still people are living in cans and shanties that can't even be considered shanties, and it's not here and there. There's a lot of poverty. How can you bring that culture of loving life there?
Through the music.
Yeah, well, that's
Through the
obviously
music
a start.
and the dance.
Yeah.
That's got to be the bottom line. That's got to be our starting point.
And
We've got to see smiling faces.
they've got to
We've got to do
communicate-
happy things.
they've got to communicate their message to
Right.
Within their borders and outside their borders, and people should visit. It's a beautiful country, from what I understand.
South Africa. I don't know.
You're
I'm eager
very
to
sure.
see. I
Yeah.
hear I'm going to go on a safari. I don't know.
So how can people find out how to donate to this cause or to get online and support what you're doing?
They should go to the website. We have two websites. One is the actual fundraising site, which I mentioned before, juicer.org, healing-light-project.
Can they get a sample of some of your music there?
Yes, oh yes, and you'll get some of it here. We've also got a website up, and it's called thehealinglightproject.weebly, weebly.com. It's on the host site called weebly.com, and you have links there to each one of the groups. And I will proudly mention that my son is also coming with us on the
very
tour
good.
because he is an animator. He's professional, does animation and 3D game design and things like that. So he's got technical ability, and we will be documenting all of this. And we hope to produce a nice CD from it, or at least some digital songs digitally available online, and of our collaborations, and also to make a video documentation of what we're doing together, and hopefully to show the world that this is possible and that Future will talk about his issues, some of the concerns that they have in his community, and we'll be able to see them, and we'll be able to be part of that. We'll experience that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay? It's the experiencing of it that's going to change everything. For me, I don't know what I'm getting into yet, but I'm very excited about it and very eager to go. And
So in Israel, who would you like to hear this? If you want somebody in Israel to see what we're talking about right now, who would you like to send this program to?
I will put this program up on the web and put it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I will let all my friends know in Israel, and I will ask them, obviously, to push it forward. Then, because we want to go to Israel, we want to bring the Vivani Performing Arts group there. And we want to get together with the Tofa'ah. We want to get together with some of the other musicians that are there and other communities. We want to bring them into the community so they can share their culture.
It would be nice to bring them to New Hampshire, too.
We want to bring them to New Hampshire.
That'd be
That's
fun.
another step. We want to get the churches involved. We want to get the communities involved. We want to get all the people involved.
Sure.
I mean, we have big plans, you know.
Think big, think big. That's absolutely, totally agree. It would be fun. It would be a fun cultural exchange, and I think everybody benefits from that. Everybody.
Right.
So, and hopefully they can somehow, what they bring back to their culture, they can address certain issues like the HIV,
Right.
like the poverty, you know.
They probably need schools and things like that.
Yeah.
I know another group came
water
here.
is a huge issue.
Yeah.
So,
And any way we can help in that way, just raising awareness, though.
Mhm.
That's, as you said, that's step one.
right.
That's step one. Seeing us physically together, that's step two. This isn't just watching television.
Right.
We're going there. I'm making the effort. I'm going to go there physically.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a place that was on my radar to go. You should
You-
know.
You were saying. You were
I
saying.
thought I was going back to Israel.
Right. Now, how long have you lived in Nashua?
I've lived in New Hampshire for about 19 years now. And for 19 years, I've been saying I'm going back, and I know you're all saying she's never going to do it, but I am going to do it. Now it seems I'm taking a detour, and but that is my ultimate goal,
Mhm.
to go back to Israel.
And you have a place already lined up there where your mom lived, or?
Unfortunately, I don't have a place anymore there, but my daughter lives there
Okay.
still. Yeah,
All right.
and I'll be settling back in.
It'll be
Yeah.
wonderful. And I wish you the
Yeah.
best. So shalom. Now, do you say shalom, shalom to end the conversation?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Wow, wonderful. And to our viewers, that means peace.
Shalom means three things. Actually, I tell this to my students all the time. It means, we're told it means hello, goodbye, and peace. Because when you say hello, you say shalom.
Shalom.
When you say goodbye, you say shalom.
Shalom.
And it means peace. But peace in the sense of, in Hebrew, I told you Hebrew has a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Actually comes from a root. The etymology is that it comes from a word that the concept is wellness,
Mhm.
completeness, completion, wholeness. So when I say to you shalom, I'm saying, I hope you're well, right?
Okay.
And when I say shalom goodbye, I'm saying stay well,
Very nice.
right?
Yeah.
You should have peace, wholeness, and completion. Your life should be complete.
Well, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Kevin. Thank you so much.
All right. And thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles. And if you want to get involved, if you want to find out, you want to follow this story, contact Rahel and find out where she's going. If you want to be part of, contributing, please do that. This seems like a wonderful journey and a good cause. And it just brings a little bit of our world over there and theirs over here, and share some love. So, shalom, may you be well. Until next week. Thanks for watching Gate City Chronicles. Thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles. And we want to thank our sponsor, Avard Cleaning. They've been a sponsor for quite a few years now, and we appreciate them being a sponsor. And if you want to be a guest on our show, contact accessnashua@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your story. Until next week, thanks for watching.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.